change. Very well done. Nice timing. He moved him. That was like a textbook near arm far leg within the first 30 seconds. Gotta like that attack.
John Nath is our on-man official. He put up the 2 with this takedown.
Look at that, near arm far leg, gets up quickly, finishes clean. Now right here, it could have been a problem, but he really finished, just put it to him at the end.
Courtney off to a great start this year, 7-1. True freshman season, won a bronze medal at the Junior Pan Ams in Brazil.
I'm super excited to see how Courtney's career develops here at Arizona State. He's got so much offense on his feet. He's working here on the top position, getting that wrist control, looking for some near-fall points. But he reminds me of just a wasp, a hornet. He's always going out there, always looking to sting, always looking to attack. He's super aggressive.
One slipping out of there, escape. And you can add one to the line of Teske, 2-1.
Wow, he's coming at it. He tried to shrug, but he kind of messed up. Teske's in a pretty good position here with that single leg. He's got to get that far ankle with his right hand. So that's a score off of Courtney's mistake. He shrugged him and didn't really follow through well. This is a critical period right here. Let's see if Teske tries the mat return or lets him go.
2 big takedown points for Teske, slipping away as it pulls even at 3.
It's a terrific response there by Teske. He gave up that early takedown against his hostile crowd. It's hard to wrestle through that, but Teske just stayed composed, saw an opportunity to score, he took it. Still in this matchup here. Way to wrestle through those tough positions.
They expected to fill the lower bowl. It's full. Fans are now, and folks are moving their way into the upper far reaches of this arena. Incredible atmosphere.
It is. So that was the same shot. That time, wow. I like how Courtney's coming at it. He's a go-getter.
Takedown.
Improvement since last year, too. Like, he did well last year, but he looks like a more intense, aggressive athlete right here, Anthony.
That's what I'm talking about. Courtney is just relentless with his attacks. He went to the left side. Teske did a nice job with that underhook. Courtney said, okay, I'm going to adjust. I'm going to attack the right side. Here's awarded with a big 2 points there for the takedown.
This is the only weight class, and it's so fun to watch out of the gates that actually don't have 2 ranked, or at least 1 ranked wrestler. They're not wrestling like it.
Yeah, now both these guys are really great suckback. He could pin him here if he gets something tight. This is huge. This could really, it's almost over. He might finish him. Teske's got to get his right arm through. And he does. 4-point near fall.
Wow, incredible effort there. 4 more for Courtney. 9-3.
So that was a suckback. He caught Teske coming back into him and grabbed his chin and underhook. Very well executed, very common move. When you teach elementary school kids to do that. And Teske, a 4-time Iowa State champ, highly recruited athlete, got sucked right back into that. You know that's something they're working on in the room.
Keep an eye on that ride time at over a minute.
Anthony, you follow the Devils closely. Has Courtney used that over the years? Have you seen that, or is that something just happened here maybe?
I've seen it a couple of times, but Courtney's just one of those guys who's always looking to attack. You see right here on the replay, Courtney's just doing a hard ride on top. Teske tries for the sit out. Right away, Courtney goes for that suck back, grabs the chin, puts the pressure down.
I guarantee you he used that in high school really well. We got a lot of guys. If he can get a legend like Teske, who's really a top recruit, and suck him back like that, was pretty impressive. Well timed, too. You wrestlers at home, you have to work on that one. That is just a simple, no-risk technique. A lot of people let guys go anyways. Why not try to suck back before you let him go?
Teske starts in the defensive. Last time the #1 team in the country wrestled in Tempe was '87. Iowa was upset by ASU. They went on to win a national championship to the Sun Devils.
Yep, 1988 NCAA champions, Arizona State, under the leadership of Bobby Douglas. I mean, he took this program from scratch and built a powerhouse. Bobby Douglas, legendary in our sport, left Arizona State just a few years later to build a power at Iowa State.
And that's who Cale wrestled for. Cale Sanderson and Zeke Jones both wrestling for the legendary coach.
Very cool. Here we got 2 of the top 5 programs in the country, both with head coaches mentored by the legend Bobby Douglas.
This match was put together a couple of years ago. Penn State actually had thought about, hey, can we change it to next year? They reached out recently, I say recently, within the last 6 months, to Zeke. Zeke said, I've built this team. I redshirted creatively some athletes for this match for this year. We're not changing it. It's just an inquiry, just an inquiry.
Yeah, but this is a great team. He's put together a 5th year with these studs here, a couple red shirts, and this is what they're looking for. I mean, they're ranked in the top 5 already. They're getting a test against the #1 team in the country. Now, last year I was at the match at Rec Hall where Arizona State visited Penn State. It didn't go well for Arizona State. They won at 125. I believe they didn't win any other matches. So that was just, and the crowd, the Rec Hall Penn State crowd was really vociferous too.
As you mentioned, Coach, Penn State took that handily last year, but I think just being a wrestler, that revenge, you're Courtney in that shot.
Slips right over.
What a great scramble.
Wow,
so
unbelievable.
That was the first takedown he used in the first 30 seconds. Another near arm far leg. You know, we're talking about legends. I'm talking about Bobby Douglas, but Dan Gable and the Hawkeyes popularized the near arm far leg in the 80s. It was Gable's favorite takedown, one arm to a single leg. Near arm far leg, outside fireman's. I guarantee you Courtney's been using that throughout high school. He's slick with it, he's confident, and he's now used it twice in this big match.
Pesky very similar, these two wrestlers and their ability. This has been a fun first 2 in-house.
Nice little sweep single there, going for the near fall points. Pesky tried to roll it through, almost caught Courtney on his back, but good job there by Courtney getting his square, his hips up underneath there, not give up the near fall points.
Zeke, by the way, usually sports a very sharp sweatsuit. He's knotted up tonight. He's got the suit going tonight. He gets it. Give him a lot of credit for not only Zeke developing this ASU program, but developing the sport at the youth level locally, the passion. All these wrestlers that are in so many great programs are here in this building, and he touches this community a lot.
See Courtney awarded there with the point. Pesky looked like he was locking hands in that top position. Nice switch off the whistle there by Courtney. That's what you got to do. As soon as the ref blows that whistle, if you're on top or bottom, you got to steal that first move. You got to explode, force your opponent to react to you. Courtney's right back up to his feet, and this is his position of strength. Right here, back up, attacking. He's snapping that head. Level changes. He's got to stay active so he can finish this match solid.
Totally agree, Anthony. How about that hip pie switch? That was really explosive. That's an area that ASU's improved on. Now, that's the shrug that he almost scored with earlier and messed up. Went right back to it. Courtney's got a nice arsenal. But coming back to that bottom position, I think as ASU's going from good to great, that's an area they can really take to the next level with hip heists and squaring up on bottom, getting their stand-ups going, just chain wrestling from bottom. A lot of the ASU wrestlers have got a vast freestyle background, including Courtney, and he's improved on bottom here these past couple of years.
Hanging around that major decision number. He's +9 right now as Courtney with that ride time where that tally will be added to as well.
See Pesky there with the shot, just not able to get the penetration. Not even to get in deep on that leg of Courtney. Right now, Courtney looks like he's just winning the hand fight battle, winning the ties, he's getting the collar ties, controlling the wrist. If he doesn't like the tie, he's clearing it. Just staying great offensively and defensively on his feet here.
He is. He really has just been moving, man. The crowd lights him up. He scores in the first 30. What a dominating performance. Now, Pesky's still in the battle to stop him get major, and he hasn't even shown a close. I speak too fast. He's got a close. He's nice. Wow, Courtney is diverse. How about that? A little switch action.
Hey, flip the switch on it right away.
Not over till it's over here.
2 more.
Good match for ASU. This crowd is going to be fired up here. You're going to hear them get up on their feet and holler here in a few seconds.
17-7. That'll do it. A major to start things. 4 points for ASU. Look at Courtney. Not boring to...
Don't allow Bravo Young that opportunity, the space to get going.
2-point takedown for Kramer.
That was huge for ASU right there. He got in tight. So this will be pivotal. Just a great finish this leg attack. He gets his hands locked in the double and drives through him. So the key on Bravo, Anthony, you mentioned how fast he is. He's amazingly fast. How about that crowd, Anthony?
Steps right away. Wow. How about that athletic move? 1 point escape.
Crazy escape there by Bravo Young, but I was just about to say, solid takedown there by Kramer. Again, getting his hands on Bravo Young, executing that takedown. I like how both Sun Devils started off firing off the whistle. They're going for those attacks. They're trying to be the aggressors. They're trying to control the pace of this match. They're hungry for the wins.
It's a really good point. They did both come out. Those lightweights came out quick.
Bravo Young, an All-American last year, finished 8th at 133 as a freshman. I told you he never lost in high school. 4 times he was an Arizona champion. There are family and friends all riddled throughout this crowd that have come to support him. Many never seeing him in person in college.
Yeah, great to see so many people come up from Tucson and Southern Arizona to check things out. This place is just excited, ramped up. I'm surprised he's not getting on the attack. You know, Anthony mentioned all that speed and go-getter. He is phenomenally fast and long. Like, I think he's got a great future as not just a college wrestler, but potentially in the freestyle realm. Now there's a show of that speed on a go-behind.
Nice job there by Bravo Young. Just putting the pressure on the head, cutting that corner for the go-behind. Good response. If I'm Kramer, I got to respond now. I got to get up to my feet, get that escape. I got to get back to controlling the tie-ups here, get my offense going. Seems like Kramer just kind of got complacent. He's satisfied with that one takedown. He stopped looking for opportunities to score. You can't settle down against Bravo Young because he's a guy that can open up and explode at any time with his attacks.
So he's going to let him go. Here we go on the feet again. Let's see who gets their offense going. Shot by Kramer, didn't get close though.
Bravo Young, a perfect 4-0 this year. 29 wins, 7 defeats in his career. Couple of pins, 1 tech fall as well on his resume. Kramer's been hot lately, including defeating DJ Feldman of Lock Haven at the Journeyman Duels. 10th ranked wrestler in the land.
That's a huge confidence builder for Kramer, especially going into a match like this, getting some ranked foes in your path, being able to beat them. Mentally, Kramer's in a good spot right now. He's wrestling tough. He's got to use that momentum, continue through in this match. He started off great, but it seems like he's kind of settling down now.
We'd like to welcome those of you who were watching Penn State and Arizona in the women's NCAA soccer tournament. That match from Stanford, an incredible year for Arizona, comes to an end as Penn State is victorious here. We're talking Penn State wrestling as Penn State and ASU. Penn State, of course, winners of 8 of their last 9 national championships. A dynastic program, to say the least. This is what has gone on to start things. Brandon Courtney victorious with a major at 125. Look at this crowd, folks. Look at this wrestling crowd. Certainly glad to have you with us. Great year on the pitch for Tony Amato, and Arizona comes to an end.
That's a huge takedown there by Bravo Young to finish up that first period. He's able to get in on that single leg. Kramer was whizzing down hard, but Bravo Young was able to limp arm out and finish on the edge of the mat too. That's key. So just clutch wrestling there by Bravo Young. Way to wrestle through that adversity. Keep attacking him.
You called it, Ant. Edge of the mat, end of the period. What do you think here? He's got a nice single, but Bravo's got that shin whizzer. You look at stalemate, or you seen somebody score here, Anthony?
Well, Kramer's in still a decent position here. It looks like he's trying to hook that far leg with his leg. He's got to shelf that right leg of Bravo Young.
You didn't see that coming, huh? That's a great scramble. Don't try that one at home, kids.
Incredible athleticism that Bravo Young is showing.
Really good wrestling there by both guys, but Bravo Young, way to wrestle through that position. See, Kramer was in position of advantage, got him in that single leg. Bravo Young wizard down. That's what I'm talking about. You got to win the positions as you're going through. Bravo Young came out on top of that position.
Yeah, that was crazy. Not many athletes were willing to do that, dive back under to counter that shin whizzer. Kramer's lucky he didn't get scored on. The referee called a quick, potentially dangerous to make sure nobody got hurt in that tangled position.
Bravo Young, a sophomore. Nick Lee, who will wrestle at 141, a junior. It will be their team next year. Those two will really put the program on their shoulders, the next generation.
Wow, he's getting in on the legs awfully easily. Now, Bravo's too much for him. Roman Bravo's clearly going to dominate as this match goes on, but he's giving up his legs 3 or 4 times. And Kramer's good, a top 20 wrestler, but not a top 10 type guy yet.
Again, just another impressive takedown there by Bravo Young. Looked like Kramer was in a nice position on that leg, but Bravo Young kept his balance, kept his hips underneath him. And instead of going for the defense, he looked for an attack. He saw an opportunity to get the leg of Kramer, create a little situation there to where he get on top.
They're going to grab one and escape.
You know, now like last period, Roman Bravo scored the points at the end of the period. Now he's in a situation here where he's going to have to ride hard for 9 seconds. So we should see some good action here for 9 seconds. Kramer, I'm sure, is going to try hard to get 1 point.
At 9 seconds to do so. And back down he goes. Bravo Young, the aggressor.
It's a good ride out. He did what he needed to do. Kramer didn't. What a good scrambling.
That length of Bravo Young just turns out to be so beneficial for him to take shots that others can't take.
That was a nice misdirection, go behind. But Darren, your point's good. When you combine speed and length, nearly unstoppable. He's got those things.
You can create distance if you want to, right? And then, you know, get right back to work as quickly as you can. Right away, an attack up high by Kramer. Comes up empty.
I like how Kramer's staying on the attack, but he's got to make sure he's smart on the shots that he takes. He can't allow Bravo Young the opportunity, like we just saw, to get on that head, that front head cover position, because Bravo Young can cut those corners so quickly. Kramer's got to stay confident with his attacks, but he's got to do a cleaner setup and a fast finish to not allow Bravo Young the opportunity to counter.
Kenny, he's hung around at 7'4", hasn't he?
Literally, you're an expert, Darren. You don't cover a lot of wrestling as a baseball guy, but seriously, I'm thinking that too, because I thought this might blow out. I thought Roman Bravo Young might blow things open, but Kramer has really wrestled well. I mean, he was in the count. The takedowns he gave up were actually his attacks. Like, he gave up, well, he almost finished one that stalemate, and then he didn't finish the most recent one.
Big Jones has popped down to the scorer's table. Learning some information on something, goes back to his corner.
So Arizona State is enjoying a 4-0 team score win victory, here, a lead. And after this match, it doesn't look like it's going to be major. Now, something could change here in the last 40 seconds. But ASU is going to be ahead after 2 matches if this match ends like it is here. So Roman Bravo Young has got to get something going. He's stalling. ASU gets a point. Kramer's put himself in position here to tie it. No, riding time is not a factor. Kramer gets a takedown. We go sudden death. He's coming hard. The crowd's into it.
Right at 20 seconds. It's 7-5. Boy, does Kramer put up a fight.
Here he's got a chance to finish. He's got to finish clean.
Oh, so slippery.
He's a goer. Another point for Stalin. Moral victory for ASU here.
Wow.
Especially in college, you get some tough riders. It's hard to escape from that bottom position. You have to chain your escapes together. 1, 2, 3. It's going to take combinations sometimes. You saw it there by Maruka. 2 escape attempts, they will get the 1 point.
He did. If he can get back to that left leg, he can close things. I think Verclaren's tiring a little bit. He doesn't look as intense as he was. Again, you have these dual meets with only 1 hour recovery. You got to be able to go hard the whole match. And I see Maruka's intensity picking up, where Verclaren's kind of not hand fighting as much as he did the first period.
And that's one thing I know Coach Zeke Jones mentioned to me. He said going into this season, they're preparing for Penn State early on. So they really hit the ground running. They pushed it hard. They wanted to have faith in their conditioning. So mentally, they're in a different place right now. Arizona State Sun Devils, they believe they have the gas tank to go all the way to the end and take their opponents to that deep water.
Verclaren's story, one of inspiration. He's a type 1 diabetic, so cutting weight, making decisions like that are challenges. They're built in for him because his health and what he battles has to come first. So just to see him out there with that kind of strength, it's inspirational as it is. You inspired many, and he's inspiring many.
He definitely is, and great job there by McLaren, just fighting out that shot on Maruka. Looked like Maruka's in a good position, but McLaren squared up his hips, was able to get low and away, stretch those arms out of Maruka. Way to fend off the attack there.
It was well done. So McLaren's got to get to his underhooks, get to his offense. He's not really done much this period. He's kind of hanging out, and he's losing. What he does well is gets to underhooks and throws. So his only takedown was a counter on this shot. He earlier did something like that on the edge of the mat to score, and it's almost happened again here. Maruka's fighting hard, so Verclaren's clearly slick at that. Maruka's figured it out a little bit. If he can turn his hips, he can score this point. It's not going to happen end of the period.
Well, Maruka ended both periods very strong. One in the defensive, certainly, the other on the offensive. This has been a good one, folks, hasn't it? Folks enjoying this at home? This is so far everything we thought it would be.
So if I'm Maruka here, I'm trying to ride hard. This is a really important 10-15 seconds. Last ride out was just a ride. He just had to hold him for 20 seconds. If he's going to ride him this period, he's got to break him down and get something under control, like a wrist or put a leg in. So he's basically stalling right now. If he's going to ride him for more than a minute, he's going to have to get something constructive going.
Maruk, a couple of years ago, the Pac-12 champion, his sophomore year at 149.
All right, so this is just a tangled position. He's not going to get called for stalling here. If Verclaren has a chance to finish this, kind of a weird position. Maruka's got to just get his legs back. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think we're going to get a stalemate. Oh, there's a change of position. All right. Nah, they're both stopping. So Maruka's riding this whole time. You see the riding time now is at 46 seconds. So again, we have a really pivotal 14 seconds here.
There's your stalemate that stops things. We watch the ride time, obviously.
Big 5-10 seconds right here.
So it looks like Verclaren, his go-to is going for that switch there. If I'm Maruka, I got to be cognizant of that. I've seen it a couple of times now. Keep that pressure on the hands of Verclaren, but watch out for that switch.
Good call. Good call. That creates the scrambles. He does have good hips. He like spins out of that sweep single. He hip heists. No movement. He's looking for something. He's going to do something like a roll, maybe. Here he comes. He's going. You're right. He's going back to that switch, maybe. Hip heist. Turns his hips. Maruka stays with him.
Wouldn't let him escape. Now he's looking for a pair. Crowd gets into it. Verclaren strong so far in defense.
All right, we're going to see who's got the gas tank here. Oh, he tried to grab, he's getting tilted. Nope, no exposure. Crowd wants to, but no count.
Couldn't turn him.
Maruka, oh, okay. Not looking good for Verclaren. So Maruka doesn't look like he's happy with that leg, though. He's just kind of floating. Oh.
Down he goes again.
So if I'm Verclaren, I'm standing up hard, spinning, and going for a throw. He's got to go crazy for 10 seconds, get to his feet, and throw his opponent. He's failed to do it patiently.
If I'm Maruka, I got to wrestle smart. There's only 14 seconds left here. I haven't given up a stall call yet. Wrestle smart. Don't give up the big points.
He's hanging by 2. We've seen close matches so far in this one. And there's the 2. My goodness.
But riding time's going to win it for ASU.
Incredible battle between these two. Maruka, the difference, the ride time. Verclaren, an incredible fight to the end. What a great matchup that was at 149.
Terrific back and forth matchup here, but look at Maruka just started to take it away with his conditioning. You see right there, he's going for that spiral right on top, keeping the weight on Verclaren there, but Verclaren, nice job just going for that roll, coming out on top, but just too little too late there for Penn State.
So Nick Lee's tech fall at 141 is the difference so far in this match. 8-7, an incredible start. Number 1.
And I'm going to guess if they put him in lineup, he's feeling pretty good.
Teamer, athletic, strong. He was ranked 11th across the boards in all different polls in the preseason rankings. He's at the 20 spot now. 10-2 last season. It was all invitationals when redshirting.
Good 2-on-1. He's got that arm tight.
Pfeiffer, as we mentioned, from Colorado. Tanya, his mom. Andy, his dad. 3-time Colorado State champion. And Pfeiffer was a great all-around athlete, an elite state-level cross-country runner as well.
So terrific job there by Pfeiffer, just clearing that 2-on-1 of Teamer and getting one of his own there. Just pressing forward.
Yeah, we don't see that much in American college-style wrestling, where both guys have a 2-on-1 for the whole first minute of the match. They've used a 2-on-1 control tie, often known as a Russian control tie, because the Russians use it a lot and popularized it in freestyle, but we don't really see it as much in American-style wrestling. This is what you see more: inside tie and head snap.
And this is a position where Teamer's pretty strong. You see right there, he's on that left side tricep, got the collar tie. He can set up some good offense here. He likes to go for the left side underhook. Explosive double leg there.
And a pair on a takedown.
Oh,
incredible.
Crowd's happy. They're like, oh, this guy can move. Little Jordan Burroughs double there.
Like he came out of a cannon with that one.
He really did.
Just textbook double there by Teamer. Lowering his level, blasting through, exploding, following, covering up those hips. Way to start off the move and finish it strong.
Indeed. I mean, textbook double. That's what kids at home, whether it's first grade or 12th grade, they got to get to that move. Let's see if he can do it over and over. I mean, let's see if he's able to dominate with that, because that looked pretty easy.
By the way, Penn State has never been to Tempe as a team before to wrestle.
Well, they might not want to come back the way it's going. So it's, what is it, two matches to two so far? Or
2-2. The difference is Nick Lee's tech fall. That's a +5 with regard to the points. Brandon Courtney's major decision at 125 obviously making a difference. But yeah, 2-2. We're within one now. It's neck and neck.
So Teamer's got good head snaps and foot fakes. And if you can combine those two things, you get to double legs. The only double he's taken, he scored on. I don't know why he's waiting to take another one, though. He's faking. He's doing a lot of faking, picking a spot. This is where Pfeiffer wants to be. Pfeiffer wants to have his hands on him. So now I mentioned Burroughs earlier. What Burroughs does a good job of doing is dictating the tempo, you know, a higher tempo than this, and also doesn't let opponents slow him down like this. Doesn't let opponents keep hands on him. So if you want to be the greatest double legger in the history of the world, you got to be able to really dictate that tempo and not let guys slow you down, controlling you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. Teamer set off, gotten up the takedown, getting going his offense, but seems like he's kind of slowing down here. You got to keep that foot down on that gas pedal, keep attacking. This match is still too close. Start relaxing here.
Under 20.
To Pfeiffer's credit, he's doing a good job of controlling his arms. It's hard to shoot a double when the guy's got your arm hyperextended or your wrists. So he knows what he's doing. I mean, they've clearly said, get a hold of him.
Like how Pfeiffer's climbing the tree there. He's got that wrist, working up that 2-on-1. Inch by inch, he's controlling those ties.
Obviously, this could have been Brady Burge at 157 back in late October. U23 Worlds ended up being taken off to the hospital, a head injury where he lay motionless for a while. So this could have been Burge. Instead, it's a wonderful opportunity for Pfeiffer as Burge heals.
Yeah, and they're both outstanding wrestlers around the same age, too. Like you said, Burge is a world-class wrestler. Pfeiffer, as you noted, though, multiple-time state champ in Colorado. So it's both good, but Burge is has the advantage a little bit in the room.
Pfeiffer's losses this season: number 32, Logan Parks of Central Michigan; number 17, Luke Whalen of Army. So he's had his hands full. Another ranked wrestler and teamer.
Oh, that was a nice move. That's the same move that Verclaren did earlier. Little clamp and step over.
Teamer +3.
So at the very end of Verclaren's match against Maruka, he jumped over. You're going to see him here. Teamer does a nice job. He clamps on the arm and flies over, kind of like a cartwheel. It didn't work out quite perfect, but it worked out well enough.
Point reversal that time for Teamer.
So Anthony Aymar, he's done that move pretty well through his athletic career. You know, he was the NC champ a couple times, of course, and finalist multiple times. Amazing with that move. That's quite athletic little feat.
Yes, nice job. You got to be explosive with those hips, and you saw it right there. Teamer is definitely explosive.
When did it start for Teamer? How about winning a state championship in 8th grade? A high school state championship at 99 pounds. 5-time state champion. Yep,
New York's one of the few states in the nation that allows 8th graders to wrestle at the high school level, and you have that lighter weight there too.
So guys, if you think about that, the population, just the population alone of the state of New York, and the passion for the sport in the state of New York, that this young man, amongst all that, won one in 8th grade and then won it every single year after.
Not too shabby.
That's incredible. It's incredible.
I think he's really good. Yeah, he's a well-known talent in the East, and kudos to Zeke and Lee Pritz for bringing him here to Arizona State and getting him to commit.
It was 85 outside today. No, it was only 75.
I'm sure he's another guy loving the Arizona winters.
Only 75. It's going to be cold tonight, though. It may get down into the 50s.
That's freezing for Arizonians. That was a good initial ride there by Teamer. He just got enough to get his escape point, or excuse me, his riding time point. I would like to see him just finish off this period strong with the ride, but he's one of those guys, he's tough on his feet. So way to just stick it through there, put a hard ride in.
He got a little tired, Anthony. He kind of tired and let go, and he's rested this entire last 20 seconds. So, I mean, to go from good to great, you got to be able to go nonstop. Kind of like I alluded to earlier with Burroughs. I realize it's a huge difference between a 20-year-old second-year wrestler and a 30-year-old legend, but my point being that you got to be able to go the whole time.
How would things start here for Pfeiffer as he starts on the defensive? Teamer on top.
So Pfeiffer's got to get going faster. He's got to get moving. And Teamer went for a little cradle. It's on now. So it's going to be a gas tank thing here. Teamer's going to have to get another takedown to win this match. Pfeiffer's going to try to get a hold of him again.
That time in favor of ASU and Teamer now. #1 ranked 126 recruit when he graduated, Teamer.
That was slick stuff.
Two more to take down.
He caught his breath and decided he was going to get one. And that was really well done. Like a head pull sweep, single cut the ankle, got it up quick. I know our production team's coming with a replay on that one. look at that. I knew Dennis was coming with this right here. Look at that. Wham! Club finish, too. That was some slick stuff. It's one of those jaw-dropping takedowns. So both of his takedowns have been, like, explosive. The crowd gets a kick out of that.
1 point escape. Kenny, that was pretty strong assistant producing by you, by the way. I like it.
I knew Dennis and the crew back in California be pulling that sucker out. Because, I mean, that was, both of his takedowns have been like jaw droppers.
Jaw-dropping, bright neon orange shoes. Vincenzo has those great hips, able to react and counter to shots because of that. Mom is Sandra, dad is Victor. Vincenzo Joseph, Central Catholic in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, his high school coach, I coached at Penn State, his name is Sanshiro Abe, and Sonny was an NCAA champion, 4-time All-American for Penn State, and he was the Pitt Catholic coach when Joseph was there.
No matter what, Shields has the ability to keep it close.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the NCAA Finals. This really could be a Pac-12 versus Big Ten NCAA Final match. So as you noted, Vincenzo's been a past champion. Last year he was cradled in the NCAA Finals by Mickey Lewis from Virginia Tech. Near side cradle for 4. He was doing what's commonly referred to as a quad pod or sometimes lazy man stand-up, and he got a little lazy. And McKay slapped a near side cradle on him for 4 back points. And basics work at the highest levels if you hit them hard and hit them at the right time.
How about starting your collegiate career with a national championship as a freshman and a sophomore?
Yeah, pretty amazing. And, you know, I mentioned this is ironic. I mentioned Imar earlier because he's good at that clamp and flyover move that we've seen a couple athletes use today, both for Claren and I believe Teamer. Those guys use that Imar move. That was Imar's bottom move, to clamp and cartwheel over very athletically. And that's what Joseph beat Imar to win his first NCAA championship. Imar was defending 2-time NCAA champion as a freshman and sophomore. Joseph came in as a freshman to beat him.
Anthony, it's a credit to Zeke Jones. You have a wrestler, and it's become common now, who's in the state of Pennsylvania, who's at Franklin Regional, who chooses to wrestle here at ASU.
Yeah, Zeke Jones has done a great job of just recruiting the top-class talent, and you see what they're doing here on the mat. That makes it so much easier to get those guys to follow through. So, exciting time to see what the lineup is going to be for Arizona State, what it is now. I mean, there's so much talent in that wrestling room. We're seeing it tonight on display.
30 major decision wins in his career, 30 for Shields. His senior year at high school, Franklin Regional was 41-0.
He's a dominator, and like you mentioned, a lot of major decisions. He's good on top. You know, right now he's picking bottom, and I think he'll get away relatively fluently. Joseph's really a takedown guy. He can ride if he wants to.
Pac-12 Coach of the Year, Zeke Jones.
So he's cutting loose. But I would look for Shields to try to ride Joseph in the third period. Ooh, great counter by Joseph. So, Anthony, you like that cross wrist roll, and that's what you mentioned earlier. Shields is one of the guys that can't do it. It's going to be very hard to get on Joseph, but he is good on top.
He definitely is good on top, and just a nice job here by Shields. Went for that attack. See Joseph, he's going for those ties. Shields doing a nice job of contesting in those ties. You mentioned, Coach, that Joseph likes that underhook. One of his highlight reel moves is that inside trip to the right side. So far we haven't seen it. Good go behind here by Joseph.
He forced a bad shot. Now we're going to see a scramble here. Joseph gets it. So Shields took a bad shot. Joseph was hand fighting, and he just forced a crummy shot, basically. So Joseph chose to let him go and picked up the pace. I mean, the first 3 minutes was kind of lazy for both guys in my thoughts. But Joseph really got more conscientious about picking up the pace there, and then Shields forced a shot.
These two have known each other for so long. And they were young men now. A senior and a redshirt senior. On a massive stage. There's nearly 9,000 people here tonight, by the way. They announced the attendance. 8,522.
That is so awesome, and that was a great level change by Joseph. Good reshot attack, and he's opening this matchup a little bit. Let's see if he tries to ride these 30 seconds.
That was a beautiful job there by Joseph, Coach. I like how Joseph, every time he engages in the ties, it's a hard collar tie. Hard collar, he's hand fighting, working for the tricep, controlling the wrists. Every time he initiates that contact, he's trying to set something up. He's being physical.
He is. He's been doing some heavy head snapping. So he lets him go with 25 seconds left. He obviously wants another takedown. He's thinking about it. He's pushing the pace, feeling confident.
Under 5.
It's technically a ride out, which I don't think he'll be able to do with tie and send it to overtime. So here's the one takedown to Matt.
All righty, we go into the third at 4-3. Shields great in the classroom, by the way, a business major, 3-time Pac-12 All-Academic. Another escape point at 5-3.
You know, you mentioned being smart, and I just think he should have tried to ride him longer. He hasn't really come close to a takedown yet. Why not try to grind on Joseph, ride him, wear him down a little bit? But right now, Joseph is feeling good on his feet, head snap and clubbing. I was just surprised that Shields didn't try to ride him a little bit harder there for that first period. I mean, the first part of that period. See where he can go with it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. And it looks like Shields he's letting this match get away from him now. He didn't try to ride. He got back up to his feet. He tried that first initial shot from space. But against a guy like Joseph, see right there, Joseph trying to cut that corner. That's an easy 2 for Joseph. He's explosive. He's got those heavy hips. If I'm Shields, I got to be smart. I got to set my shots up better so I can get deeper in. I can't just be taking those dive shots against a guy like Joseph.
All right, so he looks over for confirmation. Casey Cunningham says let him go. He feels feeling pretty good here. He's got to slip his head out of this one. Good defense so far by Shields. Now we're going to see a scramble. Not Joseph's favorite position here. He's got to get his hips across. So for Joseph to come, Joseph's content with a stalemate here. If he wanted to finish, he'd have to elevate it or get his head underneath on the calf. If Shields can get that back leg hook, now stalemate call.
Great defensive choice by Joseph there. Again, his energy is still peak. Trying to take this one to the house up 3.
Yeah, I was thinking Shields might bring a little bit more to this match, but he never really came close to getting much offense going. And even here, in losing, he's not really opening up.
Well, Joseph's just doing a nice job. You see the level changing there. Joseph, he's controlling the ties. I'm just watching Shields. Normally, Shields is one of those guys with high conditioning, high pace, but just that hand fighting, those collar ties of Joseph is wearing him down. Joseph in a nice single leg here, trying to cut that far hip.
Well, and that'll do it. The victory for the number 1 upper class. It's his brother Anthony Valencia out of St. John Bosco in Southern California, 3-time California state champion. Anthony ranked from anywhere from 9 to 11 in the preseason. Boy, this is going to be a fun one.
I agree. I'm interested to see what Anthony's. Oh, that was a quick 10 seconds start there. I like misdirections. So Anthony in high school was, quite every bit as good as the Heaves. The Heaves kind of stole the spotlight lately, but wow, he's coming quick. If he could do that for 7 minutes and finish a couple takedowns, it'd be dangerous. Paul is hard to finish on though.
Junior national double All-American Greco and freestyle. He did dominate as a prep wrestler.
Wow!
Powers down for a takedown.
Holy smokers! That was dominating.
I was just about to say, watch out for the go-to takedown of Anthony Valencia, that blast double. You see right there, lowering his lever down, getting that head square in the chest of Hall and just driving through for a strong finish.
So I've seen him do that to some good wrestlers, but I've never seen him do it dominating like that. Let's see here. If I'm him, I'm trying to ride now. Because last year Zahid rode Mark Hall for 3 minutes in Rec Hall and beat him in the home duel. Let's see if his brother Anthony can slap a little ride on here. Mark's coming with urgency here. He gets to his feet really well. Valencia's got to get a mat return. He's not going to try. He's going to be happy on his feet. You can see Hall is a little bit ticked.
The national champ in 2017, the runner-up in 18 and 19 because of brother Zahid Valencia, who won both titles in battling Mark Hall. It's just a different Valencia.
Valencia's going out there. He's got a lot of confidence. You got to be careful. Hall's one of those guys. He's dangerous on his feet. Another blast double attempted by Valencia.
He slipped away, couldn't grab the takedown.
Barely stopped him, though. Barely. Okay, so he blows him through one. He almost gets another one, though. If Valencia can do that for 7 minutes, he'll be dangerous. I can't tell what Zeke's want. It's 4 shots to none, he's yelling. 4 shots to none. He's wanting a stalling call. Anthony, can you contrast a little bit Anthony and Zahid and the differences?
Well, you see, Anthony Valencia, he's going out there. He's a scrapper. He's a brawler. This guy, he's power with those doubles, hard in the ties here. Zahid, on the other hand, he's so flashy. Quick level changes, left, right, can misdirect you, lower his level super fast. Both these guys are just great, just solid wrestlers, great offense on their feet. I'd say Zahid's a little bit more technical, and Anthony's a little out there more physical, just more powerful.
Interesting, good stuff. You've seen them so much. And I've seen them both, but I've seen Zahid a lot more. He's been the spotlight with Anthony redshirting last year. Didn't see much of him for a couple of years now.
These two went toe-to-toe in high school in 2014. Who's number 1 match at 170? Anthony was number 1 pound for pound. Hall was number 2. Hall won the match in a major 10-2. They've been knowing about one another for a long time. Brother jumped into the mix as well in nationals.
Good job there by Anthony Valencia. Looked like Hall was trying to lock those arms up, go upper body, but Valencia got his hips low and away. Didn't allow Hall to lock up those hands.
Yeah, Hall was looking for that underhook. Good duck under. Oh, big flurry right here. This Hall's good here. He's already given him 2. It's the correct call. 3 points. Oh, end of a period takedown. Wow. I wasn't paying attention to the clock, but Mark Hall sure was. What a slick duck under, I believe. Changed levels really good. Wow, and there's short time on the clock. And then they gave the 2 right there because the 3 points are down. So Valencia should have come up quicker. I don't know if Valencia was aware at the time. But look at that. Valencia dominated the period, but Hall's winning. Amazing what scoring end of a period is worth. Just so valuable.
Hall's been a winner everywhere he has gone. 1 point escape there, 4-2. He was a 6x6 Minnesota State champion, so that's going back 2 years before high school. 12 combined high school, individual, and team titles. 12 at Apple Valley High School in Minnesota. 97 career wins for Hall. He's a perfect 4-0 this year. A combined 27 tech fall and fall combination.
Hall's got a lot of solid offense on his feet. He's got a nice post high seat to the left, nice slide by to the right. You saw some duck unders already. So if I'm Anthony Valencia, I got to keep my foot on that gas. I got to keep attacking, keep my offense going, because right here, Hall's in another shot.
Two more. Turn him around, get that 2-point takedown.
Good job by Hall getting on that leg, staying low, keeping the pressure on Anthony Valencia. Looked like Valencia was going for the wizard, but wasn't able to get it deep enough to fend off that takedown by Hall.
Yeah, so his offense is better than his defense, so the more you're in on the guy's legs, the less he's in on yours. For Anthony Valencia to be great, he's going to have to get to where he can get to the legs consistently and stay after the legs for that whole 7 minutes and or improve his defense, because he's given up 3 takedowns without a whole lot of fight.
I love the pressure that Hall's putting on Valencia right now in that top position. He was working that left side wrist, started working the left side leg there. You see he's blocking with that knee, pressuring forward. Valencia's head's down. If Hall can keep this up, this is a strong way to end the period.
Sure is. I'm going to voice displeasure with Valencia's choice not to try to ride, though, just like I did with Shields in the previous match. I mean, when you're in a close match, you're not getting it going on your feet. You've got to try to grind on top.
On to the third we go.
the very best standouts in our country are good in all three positions. And in general, Penn State, you asked me earlier, Darren, you asked me about Penn State and some of the things that stand out is they're good in all three positions. Almost all their guys are good in all three positions. Sure, they like their feet best, but when it's time to ride, they can ride.
Talking about riding, Coach Hall was putting the pressure on Valencia in that top position. Valencia's choice in his third, he elected to go neutral. He did not want to go underneath anymore. That eliminated his opportunity to try to get that escape point. So now Valencia's kind of got his back against the wall. He's down by some points. He's got to get back to that offense.
Oh, if he could choke him here, wow, he's got his head down. Good job by now, you know Valencia's using a lot of energy to fight this off right here. This is not fun. He dropped to his knees, almost conceded. Hall's asking for 2 here.
Doesn't get it yet. Certainly has Valencia on the defensive. There's 2 more. 8-2. You start thinking under 1:30, you start thinking about a major. The Lions already up 1.
Pretty amazing that he gets such an explosive takedown that first minute, but get utterly dominated since.
Yeah, it looks like Valencia's just kind of gassing out. I'm looking at his hips. He's not trying to square up. It's kind of making it easy for Hall to hook that left leg right there on the ankle.
All right, here we go. Valencia's gonna have to get something in the gas tank at the end. Oh my gosh.
Zeke Jones unhappy with that call. (10-3) with ride time. Mark Hall's making a strong statement.
Well, Valencia's got to get his breath caught and get one more double. So I don't know if Hall will try to ride him or not. I mean, he could ride him out and major him. Valencia's going to have to put some effort to get away. Ooh, that was a nice move, but didn't work. Hall fouled that really well. There's back points there, I think. I think he got 2 count. No, ref didn't count him. I might have given 2 there.
Terrific mat awareness there by Hall. We're ending this third period. Hall's up by quite a few points. He didn't relax. He stayed in the moment, saw Valencia going for an attack there, was aware of it, and was able to fend it off there. Way to be strong, rest in those positions, stay active, and stay on the defense and offense looking for your attacks.
Yeah, well done match by Mark Hall since that first double.
And he's going to try and ride him out. Get that major as we say goodbye to this one and say hello again to Mark Hall. Add 1, that's a major, and that is a big difference. That is 4 points, and that makes always dominated at the national level. Zahid Valencia continues to dominate. 108 career wins. This is a 3-time All-American, a 2-time national champion. It is expected to be Shakur Rashid. We will see. The young man out of New York, not official, not yet. Hasn't wrestled yet this year. Signature move, Anthony Robles, of the dominating Valencia.
Valencia is right here working against Bakersfield. The far side cradle is one of his go-tos in that top position. He's putting back pressure, sees that knee near the head, locks it up right there, adjusts his hands near the face, rolls it through, keeps the tight grip, gets the near fall points there. Zahid likes to attack.
We wait on Penn State. We talked about it. Rashid has not wrestled yet this year. So it's a medical forfeit. A medical forfeit. Wow. So there's 6. Valencia does not get to wrestle. Wow. And we talked about there was the option of Creighton Edsel, the redshirt freshman out of Pennsylvania, wrestling Valencia. Shakur Rashid had not wrestled yet this year.
Well, it's interesting there. I was expecting a fun match to watch with Rashid, but I mean, Rashid going in with an 0-0 record, it's a tough first match to go out there against a guy like Zahid Valencia. So,
Kenny?
I'm disappointed that they didn't at least put Edsel. If they didn't want to wrestle Shakur, let Edsel wrestle. But you know, I think we got to promote our sport and let the stars wrestle. But maybe they're both hurt.
We will see. Kyle Cannell gets his opportunity against Cordell Norfleet out of Chicago, Marian Catholic. Here we go at 197. ASU with the medical forfeit up 1. Cannell ranked 13th in the land.
So I'm feeling toss-up here, even though Cannell's the favorite on paper. I mean, Norfleet's up-and-comer. And, you know, this is advantage here a little bit for Penn State because he knew that his teammate was forfeiting. So, you know, he's ready and warm, but he's got a good throw here. So Norfleet was planning to have at least 5 or so minutes before he wrestled. He had to come out there suddenly. If he could weather this early storm, he should be fine. He's feeling pretty confident in there. So Cannell's famous, he likes that position. This is not where Norfleet wants to be with Kyle Cannell.
So nice job there by Norfleet, just regaining his composure, getting his hips square underneath him. Cannell almost was able to beat that corner on those shoulders.
Oh, game on.
Doors.
Oh, my.
Off the mat.
Oh, it's exciting. He's fired up now. Little adrenaline for both guys right there, you know.
Cannell missed last season with an injury.
That's a good attack by Norfleet.
And here's a pair with a takedown.
All right, so that's a great reshot. Like a front headlock, knee pull to a head outside shot, finishes him up. That was just really well done. Almost a little bit off Cannell's over-aggressiveness, and then he got sloppy in there. Norfleet's gonna let him go. He's gonna be happy on his feet. Again, Cannell likes that left underhook. So where I was going with this is most people know, follow NCAA wrestling closely. Kyle Cannell made a name for himself for Kent State. He got third in the NCAA championships because he beat Ohio State in the quarterfinals. The #1 ranked wrestler, Colin Moore, and I believe he pinned him in the quarterfinals. I'm sure he did as I think about it. And then in the wrestlebacks, he beat him again to get third place. Quite an exciting tournament. And him defeating Ohio State helped Penn State win the NCAAs that year.
A beautiful job there by Norfleet, fending off that attack on Cannell. Cannell looked like he had some nice momentum behind that shot, but those heavy hips of Norfleet, he's strong as well. He was able to get those arms off his legs, back up to his feet here.
Cannell out of Ohio, where he won a state title. He's the youngest of 5 at home. Mom is Louetta, dad is Otis Cannell III. Ohio Lakeside High School, 80 wins in his career, 2-1 this year.
So
that empty hole left by Bo Nickel.
Yeah, Bo Nickel was amazing. So that year, I mean, so when you're talking about Cannell, wow.
2 more and a takedown.
Same double that Teamer and both Valencia used. I wonder how much drilling they're doing of blast doubles. I mean, I wonder if they're really making a concerted effort to make a basic move, but you don't see it as much at the college level.
Double leg takedown, looks like a football player tackling.
Truly is. I mean, you know, there's a lot of science to wrestling, a lot of complexities, but if you can do that, you don't need a lot of different moves. All right, so this is huge. I mean, the team score is 16-15 in favor of Arizona State. He's getting a ride out here at the end of the first period. Oh, big mistake, big mistake.
Slipped away, got an escape point. 4-2. Couldn't ride him out.
Looked like Norfleet started to relax there at the end. Get up that escape.
Oh, look at that blast double, man. Head to chest, runs right through him. The crowd's loving it. Look at that fan section. They are excited.
That's a great setup, too. That 9-4-2 crew that usually sits underneath the basket when the basketball team's in town. They're in a pit down there in the end. Outstanding. The students come rushing in when they opened it up earlier.
So Cannell has a little suck back. Remember at 125, Courtney did a little suck back. Cannell actually has a good suck back too. See if he can catch his breath and get anything going. Norfleet had a good freshman year last year, but you know, in one area he struggled some was a bottom. Cannell doesn't ride that much though.
I'm just watching the breathing of Cannell right now. His lungs are burning.
Good observation, Anthony. I agree with you. And he kind of gassed out last week against Navy. I was at the Navy at Penn State duel, and he only won by 1 point. He really got tired towards that. Norfleet does not look tired.
See, that's one of those things, wrestling in an environment like that. It's packed. You get excited. Cannell started off this match. He was fine. Control of the pace of this match.
All right, this is a big position. They both kind of look comfortable there. They're both kind of stalling now, though. So Cannell's tired. Norfleet's being cautious.
And Love shutout over Navy at Rec Hall. Nearly 6,500 people here tonight 8,522 wrestling fans.
Just awesome. Awesome to see the crowd support. Pennsylvania, Arizona, all across the country. There's a lot of wrestling folks in the country. They're so busy with high school and youth wrestling. We need to get to college matches. We need to get butts in the seats across the Pac-12 and across the country. You hear me, Stanford and Corvallis? Let's pack those seats to watch these power double legs.
Powers him down for 2.
I just love the powerful follow-through there by Norfleet. He's driving through, keeping Cannell on those heels, off balance. Just strong double leg there, strong finish.
Tacking on ride time as well. You see that number. Had not wrestled yet this year. Injured, redshirt last year for Norfleet. He'd been chomping at the bit for this chance. Now ranked 13th in the nation coming in.
So Penn State was expecting to win this match. You know, obviously, I don't know the details on 84. I know Shakur is not 100%, but he could have wrestled. And I don't know about Edsel wrestled last week, did well. So I actually asked Cale about it at the press conference a couple days ago, and he was elusive. And they were expecting to win this match. They didn't expect it to come down to heavyweight here. So I don't think Kazar is pinning Hall. I mean, Hall is really good. So right now, the way this is shaking out, Arizona State's going to go into the final match leading by 4 or 5 points. So this is big for Norfleet. He needs to get another double leg.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. From Norfleet, we know what Cannell can do on his feet with those body locks. So there's plenty of time for him to turn this match around, go for those big points.
Okay, this he's got to foot fake more. He's got to keep Kyle Cannell tired. Your boy Bubba J is hooping up the crowd, Anthony. He is solely responsible for getting everybody on their feet right now. He's waving his Arizona gold towel. They want Norfleet to get one more takedown. This place would go nuts if he takes him down and majors him.
Will he get a major? He's pushing for it. Under 30.
So regardless of these last 20 seconds, we got Penn State's defending NCAA champion, Anthony Kazar, coming up against Tanner Hall, who's an awesome Arizona State wrestler. He's got to get another one, though. He's got to get some space. Cannell's hanging out for dear life.
And 5.
And Norfleet's too tired to make it happen. So Cannell saves, didn't get majored. So
it's 5. It's a decision. It's a win.
Kazar is capable of majoring Tanner Hall. It would be difficult, but possible. So which would come to criteria, which I'm going to call on you, Anthony. So we got to look at the criteria.
A decision for Cordes, number 1. Hall is number 5. Penn State, by the way, has a 60-match winning streak in duels. 60. Tanner Hall, part of Zeke's plan and experiment to take a run at a national championship. He was redshirted to give him eligibility this season. Brady Daniel wrestled at heavyweight last year. He's out of Idaho. He's got 95 career wins, 12 pins, 6 tech falls. He's 6-1 this year, Tanner Hall. Kazar, 47-3 in his career, the senior, 1-0 this year.
All right, so here's what's shaking down. If Penn State wins by major, they would tie the dual meet score, which would be a hard feat to do. But Arizona State would still win the duel because they have the fall or the forfeit from Valencia. So for Penn State to win, he actually has to tech fall or pin Tanner Hall. And just getting a major would be a big feat because Tanner Hall is really good. But Anthony Valencia is a beast. He's the defending NCAA champion. What do you think here, Anthony?
This is an exciting match to come down to, man. I mean, nonstop action all night long. However this ends, just great wrestling. Whoever's watching, I mean, the high school wrestlers watching this match, this has been amazing. I mean, this is what you want to do if you want to get to that elite level, All-American national champion. Double legs, you see right there. Hall working in with that underhook. Just terrific wrestling tonight.
Yeah, Hall's looking good. I've always felt highly of Hall. I mean, he was an undersized heavyweight, and really, to some degree, still is. But Valencia's no monster. He probably only goes about 245. That was a really good knee pull single. How about that technique? Good job by Tanner Hall. Oh, he ain't playing. He's not. He's right back in there. I love it.
Right at those legs. Cassar, the son of Florence and John, who won it all, as you mentioned, last year. 2 for Penn State on a takedown. Looking for more.
He needs to get that right arm through hard. Tanner Hall needs to pull that right arm through like crazy. Oh my gosh, it's not looking good. Oh, he's off.
Put him away.
6-0. Holy smokes.
4.
He just powered through him.
4 near fall points.
All right, so at this point, Tanner Hall's got to get smart, be conservative. But he got blown through like a tank right there.
He definitely did, Coach. And Hall, it looked like he just kind of relaxed in the tie-up there. Cassar got what he wanted. He got in that tie-up position, lowered his level down, just drove through for that takedown. If I'm Hall, if I engage in the ties with Cassar, I can't just sit there. I got to attack, get to my left side underhook. Because Cassar, as we've seen, he'll go down for those low snatch singles. He'll attack you all day long.
Great fight off his back, though. Courageous fight. I mean, so close to getting pinned, and he didn't give it up. And I'm still thinking it's going to be tough for Anthony Cassar to get a tech fall. I mean, even though he bullied him right there, it was almost like Tanner Hall was wrestling to win. Tanner Hall was wrestling to score. At this point, if I'm Tanner Hall, I got to just wrestle conservatively. You just can't do anything stupid.
Penn State has not lost a duel since February of 2015 against Oklahoma State.
This could be historical here in the desert.
See, that's where Cassar wants to be, that left-hand collar tie. Hall, again, he's just hanging on that elbow. He's allowing Cassar to hold it. I got to clear that off, fight the wrist. If I'm Hall, I can't stay in that position.
So what Ken was saying earlier, it's only a Penn State win with a pin or a tech fall. That's it. A major does not do it.
That's right, because the criteria with Valencia, getting the forfeit, or likely if somebody went out there, he might have pinned him. So here we nice post high crotch. Good defense by Tanner Hall. Boy, Tanner has really wrestled a very even match, except for that one scoring sequence. Just that one sequence where, wow, Cassar just blasted him.
Oh, wrestled in those 16 nationals at Madison Square Garden. He's outstanding. He attends the Barrett Honors College, which is an elite Ivy League education. And Hall studies electrical engineering. There's a lot of brain power with that strength. Here you go, Kenny.
Blasts him. So Hall just got caught on his heels, and really great job by Cassar right here to convert for back points and almost the pin. That was just more of a credit to Anthony Cassar than it was Tanner Hall messing up. I mean, 99% of the humans that Anthony Cassar touches like they're going to get slammed down. Holy smokes. So let's see if he can do that again, though.
Again, a major pulls Penn State even at 19-19. And because of Valencia's medical forfeit, with those 6 points, ASU would win.
Such a great event for wrestling. Nearly 10,000 fans, place is excited, packed. What we need to do is keep these fans coming to these dual meets. We know they're out here. Arizona wrestling, nice job by Tanner Hall. 2 on the edge. Fires up this crowd, baby. But we know there's the wrestlers here in your state, Anthony. They're out there. There's tons of wrestling. Youth wrestling is growing. And they just got to come and support the program consistently.
I agree with you, Coach. See a lot of local high schools out here tonight. I even heard there's some schools from Nevada, New Mexico, and California out here, though. So it's nice
awesome
display
stuff.
of fans here.
Yeah, so Penn State's helped attract them with all these national championships, and now they know Sun-Kissed the Devil Wrestling is for real.
Looking for 2 more.
I mentioned Sun-Kissed in the same breath as the Sun Devils. The club here is doing a great job promoting our sport and helping develop athletes at the highest levels.
So nice crossbody right here by Hall. You see he's got that right leg of Kassar hooked, working that left wrist. He's got to keep the pressure on the hands of Kassar. Looks like he likes to let him up, get back to his feet here.
Hard right. Oh, nice shrug.
40 seconds in the second.
See again right there. Kassar's in that left hand collar tie. He lowers down his right hand. That's kind of like almost his tail. He lowers that right hand, you know something's coming.
Knee pull. He's trying that knee pull. Single. Tanner Hall's done a good job. Kudos to him. Just that one mistake getting caught on his heels, giving up back points. But man, he's really done good here to neutralize Kassar the rest of the time.
On to the third we go. Kind of no need to sit down now. That's great. Back up.
This state is going to be fired up. I'm excited. Anthony, I'm going over to Eric Larkin's gym after this clinic right here, after this duel right here to teach some wrestling. Sunkiss legend Eric Larkin, NCAA champ, 4-time All-American. Got that Thoroughbred Club. These guys are just growing wrestling here. You know, the 125s who started this thing off are both local Phoenix area wrestlers too, homegrowners.
Hopefully with the emergence of Arizona State wrestling, those local boys will stay home, wrestle for ASU.
Yeah, local boy Roman Bravo had a tough one today. Kramer did really good. That was a big deal. I mean, that could have been a blowout. Kramer wrestled a one-point match.
The amazing thing, and I think ASU would like it this way, a decision is a clean win. You don't have to go to the technicalities. Slides free, that ankle.
Yeah, this is good for Hall. Hall's the better scrambler, the better wrestler here. Kassar's just really a bull. Not the bad, he's a big bull, but Hall's pretty squirrely. So they're technically borderline, they're calling stalemate. He was kicking him gently, not flagrantly. So the coaches, the Penn State coaches want one more blast double out of him. They want a little foot fake hand fight. But Tanner Hall looks less tired than Kassar.
He's got a ways to go if he wants to turn it into a major, and still a major would be a victory for ASU. You got to go for the bacon, go for the home run now. There's two with the takedown.
Now that's your typical double leg. What happened earlier in the match was kind of weird how Kassar caught him on his heels and on his back. So congratulations to ASU. They are closing the deal here.
It's 5. The deficit is 5.
Yep.
Trying to slip free.
Historical victory for Arizona State wrestling here in the desert.
Oklahoma State was victorious back in 2015. 60 dual wins in a row for Penn State. The 60-match dual